What is up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV. So now I know they're not on reality TV, but because this is where we know them from, I wanted to talk about the fact that Kim and Kroy, after how long has it been since they have been dealing with these foreclosure rumors, and not even so much rumors, but actuality that she was trying to refute as rumors before the stuff came out about them actually getting a divorce? That house still is being lived in by them, but it's back in foreclosure danger. So the house or mansion, because it's a mansion, it's once again at risk of being foreclosed on as the estranged couple struggle to find a buyer. Truist Bank, that used to be BB&T, they have given them until this Friday to go back to court and sort out the outstanding debt that they owe the lender before they push forward with a foreclosure. So if they don't go back to court, they could be served with foreclosure paperwork. I just don't understand why, after everything that has come out about her finances, them not working. I believe Kroy was yelling on camera with the cops at the mansion. If you recall, TMZ reported on that, and it was shared around social media about how she has pretty much ruined his finances, ruined his life. He doesn't have a life. She's used up all of his money. She's gambled everything away. She's lived extremely extravagantly, well more than what he could have afforded, well more than what she could have afforded. And she was living the lifestyle that she had become accustomed to when she was on Big Papa's dime. And to be honest with you guys, I had even thought for a while there, even while they were dating and even after them getting married, that she might have still been benefiting from Big Papa's finances. That's what my opinion was. And then I feel like she eventually got cut off, and what she had coming in and what he had coming in just wasn't enough. Plus her huge gambling addiction, that alone, it's like being a drug addict. You know, an addiction is an addiction, especially the addictions that cost money. No addictions are great, but people who are addicted to work or, things like that, it may be stressful on the person, but that's not something that's costing you money. It may cost you relationships, due to neglect and stuff like that. But I just, again, don't understand, with all of the things that we know have been going on, I'm sure we don't even really know the half of what is going on, why they haven't filed for personal bankruptcy. Like, seriously, I heard she had sold her skincare company to some brand. I can't remember what it was. But even that to me was always like a joke, because it's always a joke to me when people like that get into, those businesses. But it's just the face and the name. It's not that they had anything to do with quality of the products and the ingredients and all, whatever. It's bull. But I digress. Why haven't they filed for bankruptcy at this point? Because I feel like at least if they filed for bankruptcy, it would have prevented them from going into foreclosure. Because I don't know a whole lot about bankruptcy, but I believe when you file for bankruptcy and you just have one home, you can save your home. They don't force you to sell your home to pay the debts, especially in light of they have like 8 kids. And I know they don't have that many, but I'm just saying. So that just doesn't make sense to me. The pride at this point, I feel, is out the window where they are concerned. All of the video footage that we have seen of her crying to the cops, of him yelling at the cops, yelling about her. The little children are calling the police because they're hearing them fighting, shouting, and screaming in the house. So filing bankruptcy, I feel, is far from anything that they should be feeling ashamed of doing at this point. But again, I don't know. So I was just wondering about that. You can let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section because I still don't get it. And speaking of Real Housewives of Atlanta that we know Kim used to be on before she got her own spinoff, Kandi, she was on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. And of course, Andy is going to be messy. And he asked either, via a viewer, but sometimes I feel like he gives those viewers the questions to ask. That's just my personal opinion. But was asking what her thoughts were on Porsha returning to Real Housewives of Atlanta and currently what she's going through with the divorce.
What is your reaction to the news that Porsha will be returning to Real Housewives of Atlanta amid her divorce from Simon? Did you see their separation coming at all?
Now, I want to pause it there for a moment. And the reason I said I feel like Andy gives these people the questions to ask, did you hear that? Like, she sounded like she was reading something because she was on the camera and she's on camera asking Kandi this question. So if you or I, we had the opportunity to be on camera to ask a question of Kandi, would you be sounding like you're reading from a script? So you can let me know what you think about that, but I feel like she was reading something. I felt like that's a question that Andy gave to her. But let's just go ahead and hear what she had to say.
Okay, there was a couple questions in there.
Yes. Reaction to Porsha coming back to the show.
I was excited for her to come back to the show.
Did you see her separation from Simon coming?
No, not exactly. No.
Not exactly. Please
well,
clarify.
I didn't think that was going to be something that happened right now. Like, I don't know. Porsha always never really wanted to hear what I had to say about any of her relationships. So I always kind of kept my opinion to myself about that. But I just think sometimes she moves too fast.
This is so funny to me. Not that I need to have Kandi agree with me. Honestly, anybody agree with me for that matter. But when I did Wine is the New Tea on Tasha K's YouTube channel on yesterday, we were talking about Porsha and Simon a little bit. And I shared my opinion on Porsha, and I felt like she should just be single for a while. I didn't say she should be single forever, but the truth of the matter is Porsha does move too fast. And Kandi said the same thing because it is the truth. From what we have seen of her on the show, no, we don't know the ins and outs of her relationship before she got with Cordell, because when we saw that relationship on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, they were already married and she was acting like a Stepford wife. But she's had how many relationships now that we have seen? And in those few, it wasn't that many, but there were enough for us to see that when she gets into these situations with these people, she moves incredibly fast. But let me go ahead and play the rest of what Kandi had to say.
Right.
She moves fast. And, with that, maybe you don't know what you're getting yourself into.
Right.
Okay. But, it was like, she was posting, be your man's piece. And then the next thing you know, it was like, wait, what? So it was surprising.
Ciao. And listen, it's the truth. Like she said, 1 minute, literally 1 minute, she's saying, be your man's piece. And then the next minute, it's, I want him out of this mansion that he bought before we got married. I'm done with him. And it's like, it's war. But hey, she moved fast to get into a relationship with this guy and was giving quotes and bragging and showcasing this amazing jet setter lifestyle on social media and whatever. And now here we go. But I agree with Kandi. She does move too fast. And when she said, not really, Kandi was trying to be nice. She should have just came out and said, yes. Yes, I saw this coming. Most people that have sense about themselves saw it coming. And I just really found it funny that I was like, wow, I just said that. I just said the exact same thing. But again, not harping on, someone agrees with me that has a name and whatever. It's like, that's just the truth. So I don't care if it was a bum on the street that agreed with me. The truth is the truth. And Porsha does move too fast. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think about what Kandi had to say about Porsha and this divorce situation and her coming back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She says she's excited to see her come back. I honestly was not, even before the divorce was announced. And the reason being is a number of reasons. So I'm not going to get into all of them, but you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Guys, thanks so much for being here, liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.